What's up, everyone? Welcome to Extra Turns. Today on the show, we have two guests who have been here before, and they are a delight.
Hey everybody, it's me, it's CGB. You may know me from my MTG Arena YouTube channel or from the CovertGoBlue Commander Show, and I'm here to bring the ferocious feline festivities to Extra Turns.
Hey everyone, it's Olivia Gobert-Hicks from the Commander Rules Committee, Ultra Dragon Hijinks, and Commander at Home. And I'm here to wipe the floor with my friends.
If you have a furry friend nearby, get them on your lap because this episode is as much for them as it is for you. It's the cats episode.
The kitty cats I'm playing today are Arahbo, Roar of the World, and Kahira, the companion. This is a cat tribal deck full of low-costed kitties, because if I can get my felines out fast, my commander's eminence ability can pump them into huge attackers. Throw in some cat lords and card draw to keep things purring, and I'll grind my opponents into kitty litter. We have cats and dogs because the commander I'm playing is Rinn and Seri, Inseparable. This deck is full of ferocious kitties and doggies. And whenever I cast a cat or a dog, my commander makes a token of the other type. Once I fill the board with furry friends, I can pump up my precious pets and swing out for the win.
The feline brew I brought is Denry Klin, Editor-in-Chief. This is a copycat deck, because I plan to get around the legend rule and use clones to copy my commander and everybody else's cute pets. And because of Denry's second ability, each copy will be bigger than the last. So I've got some counter synergies to make the most of my growing army of editors, along with some feline flicker combos to make things really pop off.
My catmander today is Brimaz, Blight of Oreskos. I want to play lots of Phyrexians, so my commander will fill the board with incubators. Then I just need a sack outlet, so I can start sending them to the bin each turn and proliferating a bunch of stuff. Between the +1/+1 counters and the poison counters I can give my opponents, I'm gonna turn that proliferation into domination.
All right, let's fight.
Hail Phyrexia!
It's time to make headlines.
This deck's not kidding around.
All right, everyone ready to play?
Do it.
Let us begin. I will draw my card for turn. I'll kick things off with a swamp. I'll tap the swamp, and I'll cast a Vat of Rebirth.
Oh.
Pass turn.
Okay, I will draw. I'm gonna play Secluded Courtyard, choosing dogs. Tap it to add a white mana before casting this vanilla dog, Selfless Savior. A 1/1 with no text.
There's text.
There is no text. Pass the turn.
All the cat players can agree that Olivia's archenemy.
Archenemy,
Yep,
immediately. I will draw for turn. I will play a Boulder Loft Pathway, and I will cast the first cat of the game. It's a Glittering Lynx. Ooh. So it's prevent all damage that would be dealt to him unless someone pays 2.
Gotcha.
I'll pass you, CGB.
All right, I will draw for turn. I will play a Flooded Strand. I'm going to crack my Flooded Strand. I'm going to go find an island or plains card.
Ooh.
And it's going to be a Hallowed Fountain. It will come in untapped, and I have to pay the 1 life for the fetch land, so I go down to 37 altogether. I will tap my Hallowed Fountain. I will cast a Soul Ring.
Uh-oh. Damn. It begins.
Yikes.
Now I'm done.
I'll untap. I will draw my soul. No, that's not. I'm gonna play a Plains. I'll tap for 2 mana and cast Night's Whisper. So I'm gonna draw 2 cards and lose 2 life.
Nice.
1 and 2, and I'll go to 38. That's gonna do it for me. Pass turn.
Okay, I will untap and go to my upkeep, then draw a card. Play a forest. I'm going to tap 2 for Nature's Lore. So I'm gonna search my library and find any forest. I'm gonna get a Temple Garden. And I'm not a coward, so it will enter untapped and I will pay 2 life. Going to 38. I will play the second cat of the game. I'm gonna tap the Temple Garden for a Sacred Cat.
Ooh.
I'm going to swing at CGB for probably the only time with a 1/1 dog.
Oh yeah?
You gonna block with your Soul Ring?
I'll block with my face.
Okay, deal.
And I'll take 1 damage going to 36.
Cool beans, I'll pass the turn. All right, I will untap and draw for turn. First things first, I'm going to combat. That will trigger my commander's eminence ability, so I will give Glittering Lynx +3/+3. Gross. CGB, I'm gonna attack you for 4.
No blocks. I'll take 4, going to 32.
Second main, I'm gonna play a Marsh Flats. I'm gonna crack it right now. So I'm gonna search for any plains card.
Ooh.
I'm gonna find a Temple Garden. I'm gonna lose 1 life from the fetch land and 2 from Temple Garden entering untapped. Going to 37. And then I'm gonna cast a Sylvan Library. Oh, let's go.
Full send?
All right, that's what I got. I'll pass to you.
All right, I'll untap, draw. I will play Sea of Clouds as my land for turn. Tap 4, cast my commander, Denry, Klin, Editor-in-Chief. I will choose to have it enter with a vigilance counter on it. Then I'm done.
All right, I'll untap. I'm gonna draw my card for turn. I will play a Fetid Heath as my land for turn. I'm not gonna do anything else. I'll pass turn to you, Olivia.
Well, okay.
Interesting.
I'll untap.
Yep.
I will draw a card. All right, I will play a mountain. I'm going to tap 4 and cast Rinn and Seri. Inseparable.
Cats and dogs.
Okay, I'm going to send a kitty bonk to Rachel and a dog bonk to Jimmy.
Okay,
All right, I will take one, going to 36.
I will also take one and I'll go to 37.
I will gain 1 from the kitty and go to 39. Pass turn.
All right, I will untap. I will do a Sylvan Library, which I don't often do.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited.
Full send.
Full set. Oh,
I am going to pay 4 to keep 1 extra card and go to 32. I will play a Mutavault as my land for turn, and then I'm going to cast a Quasali Pride Mage.
great card.
All right, I will go to combat, and I will trigger my Commander's Eminence ability, targeting the Lynx. So it's now a 4/4.
Still pretty good attack over here.
I'm gonna blow up your soul ring in a second, so you'll be okay.
Sad. Wow. Sad. Very sad.
Olivia, I will attack you with a Chittering Lynx. Because it's attacking alone, that triggers my Quasali Pride Mage, so it will attack as a 5/5.
In response, I will take 5 damage and go to 34.
Then I'll blow up your soul ring, CGB.
Bum, bum, bum.
All right, I have done what I can. I'll pass to you, CGB.
Untap, draw. I'll play an Urza Saga as my land for turn.
Ooh,
Hey!
that's a good one.
The Soul Ring's already gone.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
could go
yeah,
find a
yeah.
soul ring with that.
I will trigger Chapter 1, so it can tap for a colorless.
Nice.
And I will tap Urza Saga and Sea of Clouds to cast Luminarch Aspirant. It will enter with a vigilance counter because of my commander. I will move to combat, and I will use Luminarch Aspirant to put a +1/+1 counter on Denry, Klin. The time for vengeance is meow. Rachel, I'm attacking you with Denry, Klin, Editor-in-Chief with vigilance and a +1/+1 counter for 3 damage.
Sounds right to me. I will take it all and go to 29.
Then I'm done.
You know, Rachel, you not attacking me
Yeah.
saved your Sylvan Library. I'm
Hey,
just
thanks.
gonna go and draw my card for turn. Play a swamp, and then I'm just gonna tap for 4 mana and cast my commander Brimaz, Blight of Oreskos.
Friend, no.
Anyway, this cat is Phyrexian and way cooler as a result, like he went to Hot Topic or something. Pass turn to you, Olivia.
Tap, drop. I will play a Spire Garden for turn. I am going to tap 2 and play Pack Leader.
That card is sneaky good.
Yeah.
I have cast the dog spell. I will get a 1/1 green cat creature token. Second part of my main phase, I'm gonna tap a Spire Garden for green and play a Wild Nakatl.
Whoa.
Rinn and Seri will trigger it. I will get a dog token.
Nice.
And then I'll go to combat. I'll swing Rinn and Seri at Jimmy. Rinn and Seri is a 5/5.
All right, I'm not gonna block. That would be cat on cat violence. I'll take 5 and go to 32.
I will pass the turn.
All right, I will untap and do the Sylvan Library.
Sweet.
I'm gonna put them back this way, keeping this one. First things first, I'm going to cast a soul ring I just found.
Whoa, blow it up.
I have soul rings too.
Well, now we all know who to attack.
Yeah. Rings get dings.
And then I am going to pay 3, and I'm gonna cast an Archaeomancer's map.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna go get some planes. I found these 2 planes. I'll play one of them as my land for turn. Then I'm gonna cast Open the Armory. I'm gonna search my library for any equipment or aura card. I found a Lion Sash, and that'll go into my hand. The board's getting a little messy, so I think I'm gonna pass the turn here. Go ahead, CGB.
I will untap, I will draw for turn. Urza Saga Chapter 2 will trigger. And I can now, if I want to, make a construct. I will play Plains as my land for turn. I will tap 4, and I'm going to cast Machine God's Effigy.
Ooh.
I will have it enter as a copy of Luminarch Aspirant. I will move to combat. My Machine God's Effigy, which is a Luminarch Aspirant, will put a +1/+1 counter on my Luminarch Aspirant. And my Luminarch Aspirant will put a +1/+1 counter on Denry, Klin. So Luminarch Aspirant's now a 2/2, and Denry, Klin is now a 4/4.
Not good.
I will send my commander, Denry, Klin, at you, Jimmy.
Okay, I'll declare no blocks, take 4 damage, and go to 28.
All right, then I'm done.
Okay, untap and draw. I'll play my land for turn. It is a Shattered Sanctum.
Jimmy, because you now control more lands than me, that triggers my Archaeomancer's map, so I'm gonna put this Plains into play.
I'll tap for 2 mana. I will cast my first Phyrexian of the game. It's Vran, Executioner Thane. Because it's a Phyrexian creature, it is gonna trigger my commander, Brimaz, so I'm going to incubate X, where X is equal to that spell's mana value. So this is an incubator token with 2 +1/+1 counters on it, and I can pay 2 mana to transform it into a creature.
Yikes.
That's gonna do it for me. Pass turn to you, Olivia.
Okie dokie. I'll untap and draw. I will play a Plains for turn. I will tap 4 for Kit Kanto, Mayhem Diva.
Yikes.
And that's a cat spell that triggers my commander, and I will make a dog token. As Kit Kanto enters the battlefield, I will make a 1/1 green-white citizen creature token.
Nice.
I'm gonna go to combat. Kit Kanto will trigger. I'm gonna tap these 2 dogs. I'm gonna give Rinn and Seri +2/+2 trample and goad it. I'm gonna swing Rinn and Seri at Rachel. Also, it will get 1/1 from Pack Leader.
7/7.
So it's a 7/7.
7/7. Well, I can block with my Glittering Lynx, which only prevents 1 of the trample damage.
Okay.
So I will take 6 commander damage, going to 23.
I will pass the turn.
On your end step, I think before this trample train gets moving, I'm going to attempt to swords Kit Kanto.
Fair enough. My enemy has been declared.
I'm sorry, I will literally die accidentally to that card.
Yeah.
Okay, you gain 3 life.
I'll go to 37.
I will go to untap and draw my 3 cards for the turn. Put these 2 back in this order. All right, first I will pay 4 and I'm gonna cast Guardian Project. Then I am going to cast the creature I search for, its Lion Sash. When that enters the battlefield, I will draw a card from Guardian Project and I will play that card for turn. It is a Gavany Township. I do not feel safe on this board. I don't think I have any great attacks, so I will pass to you, CGB.
All right, I will untap and draw. Urza Saga Chapter 3 will trigger, but first I'm going to tap it to float a mana. Then I will search my library for an artifact card with 1 or 0 mana value and put it into play.
You should look for a soul ring.
Oh, he's already
right there.
hurt.
I have fetched the Ozolith,
A pretty one.
and that will go directly onto the battlefield. I will play a land for turn, it's Forbidden Orchard, and I will use the 1 colorless mana in my mana pool and tap 4. I will cast Elspeth Resplendent.
Ooh, scary.
Rachel, you look like you need a hand, so I will give you a spirit with my Forbidden Orchard.
What a friend.
I am suspicious of spot removal, so I'm actually going to -3 the Elspeth. I will look at the top 7 cards of my library.
Uh-oh.
I have found an Esper Sentinel.
Wow.
It will enter the battlefield with a shield counter because of Elspeth. It will also get a vigilance counter because of Denry Klin, and it will get 2 +1/+1 counters because of Denry Klin.
Bad.
I will move to combat. My Machine God's Effigy and my Luminarch Aspirant will trigger. The Effigy will put a +1/+1 counter on the Luminarch Aspirant. The Luminarch Aspirant will put a +1/+1 counter on the Esper Sentinel.
Jeez.
All right, Jimmy, I will attack you with Denry Klin, Editor-in-Chief. It is a Vigilant 4/4.
All right, I will declare no blocks, and I'm gonna take 4 damage and go to 24.
All right, after that, I'm done.
On your end step, I'm gonna tap for 3 mana, and I'm gonna cast Anguish Unmaking, and I'm gonna target your Esper Sentinel.
Esper Sentinel has something to say. There is a trigger. Can you pay the 4?
Pay the 4? Heck no.
Mr.
Absolutely.
Grimora Esper Sentinel.
Yeah.
So I will draw a card.
And I will lose 3 life and go to 21.
Esper Sentinel will be exiled, but all the counters will go to the Ozolith because whenever a creature leaves the battlefield.
Yep. Very good.
good.
Very good. All right, let's untap my stuff, and I will draw my card for turn. I'll play my land for turn. It's a Karn's Bastion. I'm gonna start things off and play a creature. I'm gonna cast Archfiend of the Dross.
Ooh. That's a big old flyer.
It's going to enter the battlefield with 4 oil counters on it. Archfiend of the Dross is a Phyrexian, so that will trigger my commander, and I will incubate again for 4. So I create an incubator token with 4 +1/+1 counters on it. And then I will tap for a white and a black, and I'm gonna cast Rite of Oblivion. As an additional cost to cast this spell, I need to sacrifice a non-land permanent, and I get to exile target non-land permanent. So I will sacrifice my first incubator token, and attempt to exile the Ozolith.
Oh, my baby.
No responses.
Yep, that resolves. Ozolith will be exiled, and the counters are gone.
That was terrifying.
Bye, rock friend.
When I sacrifice that token, my Vat of Rebirth is going to trigger, and I'm going to add an oil counter onto it. And that's it for me. Pass turn to you, Olivia.
Okie dokie. I will untap all these lands and dogs. I'll draw. I will tap 3 mana for Kahira, the Orphan Guard.
Oh, all your cats have +1/+1 and vigilance now.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yes, kitty. So I will get a dog token. I'll go to attacks. I'm going to attack with Pack Leader and Rinn and Seri. So Pack Leader is swinging at CGB for 2, and Rinn and Seri is coming in for 6.
I will have Luminarch Aspirant, 3/3, block the Pack Leader. I will take 6 damage from Rinn and Seri,
Cool.
going down to 26 life.
Pack Leader prevents that damage, so we're cool there. I call that a day and pass.
Olivia, at your end step, I'm gonna activate my Lion Sash, exile Urza's Saga from your graveyard. I'll put 1 +1/+1 counter on it. I will untap, and I will draw return. I will keep 1 and put back 2, play it safe.
Come on.
Then 4 mana, and cast a Leonin War Leader.
Oh, the cute one.
It's kitty.
He's a good one. When he enters the battlefield, that'll trigger my Guardian Project, and I will draw a card. And then I'm gonna cast Step Links. When that enters the battlefield, I will draw another card from the Guardian Project. Then I will play an Arid Mesa as my land for turn. That's gonna trigger my Step Links, so it'll become a 2/3 until end of turn. And then I'm gonna pay 3 mana to put my companion Kahira into my hand. I'm gonna go to combat,
Yep.
and I'm gonna trigger my commander's Eminence ability, making the Glittering Lynx a 4/4. And Olivia, I will attack you for 4.
I will block with the 1/1 citizen.
When that citizen creature dies, it will trigger my Archfiend of the Dross, and the controller of the creature loses 2 life.
Go to 35.
A tiny chip at that life total. I will pass to you, CGB.
I will untap, I will draw. Okay, I will play an island as my land per turn, and I will plus Elspeth Resplendent. I'm going to target Denry Klin, Editor-in-Chief, and I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter and a flying counter on him.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
5
that's...
+3/+3 flying and vigilance, yeah.
Yeah, I will take a chance. I'm gonna activate Rinn and Seri's ability. Pay 3, tap Rinn and Seri as well. Targeting Denry Klin. I have 6 dogs, so I will deal 6 damage to Denry, and then I have 5 cats, so I will gain 5 life.
In response, I will tap a white, and I will cast Boon of Safety to put a shield counter on target creature.
Nice.
And I'm going to target Denry Klin and try to shield from your doggy lightning helix or whatever this is.
It's okay, it's a dog gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, your dog gun.
It's a dog helix.
All right. Does that resolve?
Certainly. I have nothing else to say about it. I will nonetheless gain 5 life because it is a separate sentence.
So we get the shield counter, and I will scry 1.
So that will hit Denry for 6.
Yep, and that will remove the shield counter.
Great. The life gain will be 5. That will put me at 40.
Then Elspeth Resplendent's ability will resolve. Denry will gain a flying counter and a +1/+1 counter, becoming a 5/5. Then I will tap 4, and I'm going to try to cast Irenicus's Vile Duplication to create a token. That's a copy of target creature you control, except it has flying and it isn't legendary.
Pretty good.
I am going to try to make a copy of Denry Klin. The important thing to note, though, is that this is a token, so it won't gain the counters on the current Denry.
Right.
But it will gain 1 from entering the battlefield.
Yeah, no responses.
The copy will enter with a first strike counter.
Oh my.
I will move to combat, and that will trigger the Machine God's Effigy and the Luminarch Aspirant. I will attempt to put both +1/+1 counters on the copy.
Again, no response.
And then for attempting to kill my commander, Olivia, Denry Klin will fly over to you for 5.
Totes fair. I will take 5. Go to 35.
And after that, I'm done.
All right, I'm going to untap. In my upkeep, Archfiend of the Dross will trigger, and it will lose 1 oil counter. So it's gonna go down to 3. I will draw my card for turn. I'm going to first tap for 3 mana, and I'm gonna cast Read the Bones.
Bones.
Classic.
First, I'm going to scry 2. I like both of them. I'm going to actually keep both cards on top and just draw them, and I'll also lose 2 life and go to 19. I'll play my land for turn. It's a Bright Climb Pathway. All right, first things first, I'll move to combat, and CGB, I'm gonna swing at Elspeth with my 6/6 Archfiend of the Dross.
Yeah, I knew that she didn't have too long to live. No blocks, Elspeth will die.
Her time on this planet was resplendent, though. And then I will tap for 2 mana, and I will cast the Pyre of Heroes. And that's gonna do it for me. Pass turn to you, Olivia.
Delightful. I will untap. I will draw. I'm going to play a Gavany Township for turn. All right, so I will tap for, I will play Marisi, Breaker of the Coil. Opponents can't cast spells during my combat, and whenever a creature I control deals combat damage to a player, go to each creature that player controls.
Wow.
Yep.
That will also trigger Rinn and Seri, because I cast a kitty, and I'll get a dog. And I'll move to combat. Apologies to friends, I'm sorry. I hope you guys have blockers. I'm going to attack CGB with Pack Leader and 3 dogs. And I will send Rinn and Seri as well.
All of it to me?
All of it to you. You've got a very scary board. I would prefer it didn't come my way.
I will block the 3/2/2 dogs
You got it.
with all of these creatures that have a higher toughness.
Pack Leader and Rinn and Seri will get through.
I will take 8, going to 18.
That will trigger Marisi, so all your creatures are goaded.
Not good.
I will leave up Rinn and Seri mana and pass the turn to Rachel.
All right, I will untap and draw for turn. Oop, Sylvan Library. I will keep 1 and put these back this way. I'm gonna start this turn off by casting Dusk.
Oh, board wipe.
Destroy all creatures with power 3 or greater.
3 or greater.
Yep.
So I have no response.
I also have no response.
Okay, so in response to that, I will.
Do it.
All right.
I can take it.
I am going to quickly tap 3 and tap Rinn and Seri to deal 7 damage to your face from 7 daggos.
And gain 6
And
life.
I will gain 6 life.
I will take 7 to face, going to 16.
I am then going to send the Selfless Savior home to a loving family and give Rinn and Seri indestructible.
When that happens, Archfiend of the Dross will trigger, and you will lose 2 life, Olivia.
Deal. Down to 39.
And then the board wipe happens,
All right.
and then the board wipe happens.
I have no response.
I also have no response.
All right. Dusk resolves. I lose my Leonin War Leader.
I lose all 3 of my creatures.
My Brimaz and my Archfiend of the Dross will die.
I will lose Wild Nakato, Kahira, and Marisi.
All right, there are a bunch of triggers from Archfiend of the Dross here.
Yes.
And I'll take 2, going to 14.
I will take 6, going to 12.
I'll take 6, going to 33.
That also is going to trigger Vrand, Executioner, Thane, so each opponent is going to lose 2 life, and I will gain 2 life.
Oh, why?
Lose 2 to 31.
Go to 12.
Go to 10.
I will gain 2 and go to 21. And finally, that will also trigger my Vat of Rebirth. And 2 creatures enter the graveyard, so I will add 2 more counters to it.
Okay, next I am going to cast Kahira, the Orphan Guard.
Ooh.
When Kahira enters, that'll trigger my Guardian Project, and I will draw another card. Then I will play that as my land for turn. It's a Forest. That'll trigger my Step Links, making it a 2/3, but it's +1/+1 from Kahira, so it's a 3/4.
Sure.
Then I will go to combat. That'll trigger my Commander's Eminence ability. I will target my Step Links, making it a 6/7.
I'm afraid.
And Olivia, I'm gonna attack you with my 3 cats.
Okay.
They have Vigilance and +1/+1 from Kahira.
Olivia, I know you don't want your kitties to die. If I give you a 1/1, will you not attack me for a turn?
Deal.
Because I am really close to dead.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, then before blockers, I would like to tap the Forbidden Orchard, and then Olivia, I would like to send you a 1/1 spirit.
Neat. Now we're gonna go to blocks. So I will block Step Links with the Spirit, and I will have Sacred Cat block the Lion Sash.
All right, I guess you're just taking 2 then.
I'll take 2, but because of the lifelink, I will gain 1 and be down by 1. Ending at 30.
What a wimpy attack I just made. Not what I'd hoped, but I'm going to sacrifice this Arid Mesa, and I'm gonna go find any plains. I'm gonna get Canopy Vista and put it into play untapped, and I will lose a life, going to 11. That'll trigger my Step Links, which will become an 8/9. After that, I am going to cast a Great Henge. Ooh. For only 2 mana, because this is a big kitty.
Wow, synergy.
That's all I got. I'll pass to you, CGB.
I'll untap and then draw. I think it's time to just be everybody's friend as much as possible. When you're at 10 life, what do you do?
Yeah, right?
All right, I'll tap 3, and I will cut a deal. Each opponent draws a card, and then I draw a card for each opponent who drew a card this way.
Okay, I guess we all draw a card.
And I will draw 3.
Seems good.
I will play an island as my land for turn. I'll tap 4, and I'm going to play an undercover operative.
Cool.
I'm going to have it enter as a copy of Rinn, Executioner Thane.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Some life gain.
You're scared.
I am a little scared. It will have a shield counter on it. I tap Forbidden Orchard to do that. So Olivia, my friend, to the end, you get another spirit.
Yay!
And then I will move to combat, and I can't attack with it, but the Machine God Effigy will trigger because it's still a Luminarch Aspirant, and I will put a +1/+1 counter on the Undercover Operative. After that, I'm done.
On your end step, I'm gonna pay 2 mana, and I'm going to transform my Incubator artifact. And out erupts a Phyrexian token artifact creature that is a 4/4.
It's like a jelly bean.
And then I will move to my untap, upkeep, and I will draw for turn. All right, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and tap for 7 mana and cast the Darksteel Splicer.
Oh, this card's so good.
What does it do?
Whenever Darksteel Splicer or another non-token Phyrexian enters the battlefield, I create X 3/3 colorless Phyrexian Golem artifact creature tokens, where X is the number of opponents I have. I'm gonna name this one Olivia, this one Rachel, and this one CGB.
Could also name it Dead Guy.
I'll move to combat, and Olivia, you are at the highest life total, so I'll swing at you with a 4/4 Phyrexian creature.
I will block with the spirit.
See ya, DJ. That's gonna be it for me. I'll pass turn to you, Olivia.
Let me just untap everything that's on my board, and I will draw a card. Fascinating. I will pay 2 for Intangible Virtue. Creature tokens I control have +1/+1 in Vigilance.
Cool.
I will move to attacks. I'm gonna swing 4 tokens and Pack Leader at Rachel.
I don't love this damage coming, so I'm gonna have to make some blocks with everything except Kahira.
Okay. I will pay 2 for the links to go away.
Oh, he is no longer powerful, boy. Well, I blocked 4 things, so I have 2 unblocked. I'll take 2 damage, going to 9. All of my cats and DJ will die.
Sorry, bye. I will pass the turn.
On your end step, I will tap the Great Henge, and I will gain 2 life. Going to 11.
Nice.
I will untap, and I will Sylvan Library. I'm gonna put these 2 back because we're playing smart here. Well, I gotta try and get myself back in this, so I'm going to pay 5 and attempt to cast Dawn from my graveyard.
No response from me.
No responses.
So I'm gonna get everything power 2 or less from my graveyard. I will get a Kazali Pride Mage, a Lion's Sash, a Step Lynx, a Glittering Lynx, and those will all go to my hand. Whew. Well, let's get some cats down. I will pay a white and recast the Glittering Lynx. That will enter with a +1 counter. And I will draw 2 cards because of the Guardian Project and the Great Henge.
Oof, that's value.
Spicy little engine.
I am going to tap the Great Henge, and I will gain 2 life and add 2 green mana to my mana pool. Going to 13. First, I will cast a Jungle Lion, and once again, I will draw 2 cards, and it will enter with a +1/+1 counter. And then tap the Temple Garden and recast the Kazali Pride Mage. This again will enter with a +1/+1 counter, and I will draw 2 cards.
Nice.
Then I will play a Plains as my land for turn. Okay, I think that's the best I can do while leaving mana open, so I'm just gonna go to discard. I am going to discard a Sixth Sense and an Eerie Interlude.
Oh, an eerie
An
interlude.
interlude with a Great Henge on the field. And a Guardian Project.
Whoa.
It doesn't save my life. I am
Oh my goodness.
totally
Well,
back for it right
we
now.
know there's some good stuff in hand.
All right, pass with that.
Untap, upkeep, and draw. I will tap 3, and I'll cast Recruiter of the Guard.
Nice.
When it enters, I'm going to search my library for a creature with toughness 2 or less, reveal it, and put it into my hand, and then shuffle.
Cool.
All right, I have searched for a Glasspool Mimic, and I'm going to put that into my hand. I'm going to play my land for turn. It's an Animal Sanctuary. I will tap 3, including a Forbidden Orchard. I'm going to give a 1/1 spirit to Jimmy this time.
Oh, yay! Buddy Jimmy.
I think the sacrifice deck knows what to do with it.
Yeah, I think so.
And I'm going to cast the Glasspool Mimic. It will enter as a copy of Recruiter of the Guard.
Time for another one.
I see.
Hey.
This time I searched for a phantasmal image.
Oh, this is hilarious.
I'll cast the phantasmal image, and it will enter as a copy of Recruiter of the Guard.
Okay, we're looking. We're really looking.
This time, I'm going to find Spark Double. I know it looks like my deck is all about clones, but actually a copycat deck.
This was sweet. I've never seen this happen before.
I'm going to go to combat, and that will trigger my Machine God's effigy that is still a Luminarch Aspirant.
Still aspiring.
And I will put a +1/+1 counter on my Recruiter of the Guard.
Nice.
After that, Jamie, I'm all done.
All right, I'm gonna untap all of my stuff and go to draw my card for the turn. I'm gonna kick things off by tapping for 4 mana and casting one of my favorite creatures in Magic the Gathering. It's Yawgmoth, Thran Physician.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna go to combat, and Rachel, I'm going to swing 3 Phyrexian Golems, a 4/4 Phyrexian, and a Spirit token at you.
I think this is the only way I don't die, so I don't love this play, but it is a play. I will put the Kazali Pride Mage in front of the Phyrexian. I will put Kahira in front of a Golem, and I will put the Glittering Lynx in front of the Spirit. And then before damage, I'm gonna pay 4, and I'm gonna cast Akroma's Will.
Ooh, not the one I expected.
So I don't control my commander, so I only get to choose one, but I'm going to have my creatures gain lifelink, indestructible, and protection from all colors until end of turn.
In response, what I'm going to do is activate Yawgmoth's ability. First, I'm gonna sacrifice the Spirit token, paying 1 life, going to 20, putting a -1/-1 counter on Kahira, and I will draw a card. That is also gonna trigger Vron, so each opponent's gonna lose 2 life, and I will gain 2 life.
I will lose 2, going to 11.
Lose 2, going to 28.
I will lose 2, going to 8.
Now I'll gain 2, going to 22. That is going to also trigger Vat of Rebirth, and that's gonna put another oil counter on it, moving it up to 4. And then I'm gonna activate Yawgmoth again, paying 1 life, going to 21. I'm gonna sacrifice the 4/4 Phyrexian creature. I'm gonna put another -1/-1 counter on your Kahira.
That will kill Kahira.
And then I'm going to draw a card. That is also going to trigger Vat of Rebirth 1 more time. And I'm gonna go up to 5 oil counters.
This will deal no damage, this will deal no damage. I've got 6 coming through.
And that's gonna be it for me.
Pretty good. I will lose 6, going to 5.
I'll play my land for turn. It is a swamp. And then I'm going to tap for 3 mana, and I'm going to activate the Vat of Rebirth, removing 4 oil counters from it.
Jeez.
That's bad.
And I'm gonna return my Archfiend of Dross to the battlefield.
Very good.
It's gonna enter with 4 oil counters, and then it will trigger my Darksteel Splicer, so I'll create another 3/3 colorless Golem creatures.
What?
Yeah.
That's how that works?
It's so bad.
Oh my goodness.
That's gonna do it for me. I'll pass turn to you, Olivia.
Now, Olivia,
up?
you have the most creatures on the board, which
do.
means this Archfiend of Dross is a huge problem for you.
Yes, it is. Is it?
I have gained no life. I'm at 5 and can die to either of them at any point.
Yes.
I can also help with the Jimmy problem.
Problem?
Jimmy, you're a problem.
If I have a removal spell in hand, I will use it on something on Jimmy's board, but I cannot if
you
I don't
die.
untap.
Okay.
Jimmy can kill me.
It's
Just
fine.
make him
Fine.
use his resources.
What? All right, Jimmy, on that spicy little end step of yours, I'm gonna pay 3, I'm gonna pay Naya, tap Rinn and Seri, and Yawg for 6.
In response to the Rinn and Seri trigger, I'm gonna activate Yawgmoth 1 time, paying 1 life, and sacrificing one of my Phyrexian Golems. And then I will put a -1/-1 counter, Rachel, on your 3/2.
Okay, it is down to a 2/1.
And then I will draw a card. That is also gonna trigger my Vat of Rebirth and bring it up to 2. I will activate Yawgmoth again, going to 19, sacrificing one of my Phyrexian Golems. And Rachel, I'm gonna put another -1/-1 counter on your creature.
Yep, Jungle Lion will go to the graveyard.
I will draw a card from Yawgmoth. When that creature dies, Rachel, it will trigger my Archfiend of the Dross, so you will lose 2 life.
All right, I will lose 2, going to 3.
That also is gonna trigger Vat of Rebirth, and I'll put another oil counter on it. I will activate Yawgmoth again, paying 1 life, going to 18. I'm gonna sacrifice my last tapped Phyrexian Golem. And I'm gonna put a -1/-1 counter, Rachel, on your 2/2.
All right, that will remove the +1/+1 counter from it.
And then I will draw a card. All right, I'm gonna activate Yawgmoth another time, and I'm gonna go to 17. This time I will sacrifice one of my untapped Phyrexian Golems, and I'll put 1 more -1/-1 counter on that creature, Rachel.
That will kill the Glittering Lynx.
I will draw a card, and the Archfiend of the Dross will trigger. You're gonna lose another 2 life.
I will go to 1.
And then the Vat of Rebirth will trigger, and I'll put another oil counter on it. All right, Yawgmoth, one last time activating, going to 16 life. I'm gonna sacrifice 1 more of my Phyrexian Golems, leaving me with 1. And this time, I'm gonna target your Phantasmal Image, CGB.
Very slick.
All right, that puts a trigger on the stack that says when this becomes a target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it.
Very good.
And the Phantasmal Image will die. And that will trigger my Vran, which is an undercover Vran.
God, that Bran.
I will gain 2 life, going to 10. And all of you will lose 2 life.
I'll take 2 and go to 14.
I'll take 2, go to 26.
And I will go to -1.
Yawgmoth and Golems. I'm not gonna draw a card off of Yawgmoth this time because the Phantasmal Image died when I targeted it, so I'm not gonna get the resolution of the effect. But CGB, you will lose 2 life from my Archfiend of the Dross seeing your creature die.
I just gained that. I'll lose 2, going to 8.
And finally, the Vat of Rebirth is gonna tick up and go to 5. And then one last thing while this is still on the stack, I'm gonna tap my Shattered Sanctum for white. And Olivia, I'm gonna Path to Exile your Rinn and Seri.
Is unacceptable.
Sent the dog away.
I did send the dog away.
The dog cat away.
Farm upstate.
All right, Rinn and Seri will be exiled, but the damage remains on the stack.
You do get to search for a basic land though.
I'll get this mountain, and it comes into play tapped.
I'm gonna keep this trend going. I'm gonna activate Yawgmoth another time, paying 1 life. And this time I'm going to sacrifice the Darksteel Splicer, and I'm going to put a -1/-1 counter on your pack leader, Olivia.
Okay.
I will draw a card, and that will take up my Vat of Rebirth 1 more time to 6. And once more into the breach, I will activate Yawgmoth 1 final time. I will sacrifice this Phyrexian Golem, and I'll put 1 more -1/-1 counter on your pack leader, Olivia.
Pack leader to the yard.
I will draw a card, and 1 more counter on the Vat of Rebirth. When that creature dies, it's also gonna trigger my Archfiend of the Dross, so Olivia, you'll lose 2 life.
Down to 24.
Now Rinn and Seri's ability will resolve, and my Yawgmoth is gonna die.
I will gain 1 life from my 1 kitty, up to 25.
Whoosh. What a turn.
What a Yawgmoth.
It was not a turn. That was an end step.
You're right.
That was
You're
an
right.
end step. I'll go to my discard. I will discard a Blight Belly Rat, a Throne of Yeth, and a Vault of Champions. And I'm done. Pass turn.
I will untap, and I'll draw. And then I'm gonna tap 3 for a Prowling Serpapard.
Sweet.
I'm gonna tap 4 and Gavany Township to put a 1/1 on all of my creatures. Now all of these tokens are 3/3s, and the Serpapard is a 5/4.
That's bad.
Jimmy, gonna send 1, 2, 3, 4 dogs at you and 1 cat.
All right, I will block the dog with the Archfiend of the Dross and one of the other dogs with Vran, Executioner, Thane.
Okie dokie. All right, that means 1 dog will die.
And I will lose my Vran, Executioner, Thane. And Archfiend of the Dross will see that dog die, and you're gonna lose 2 life.
Down to 23.
And then I will take 9 damage, going to 3. Don't kill me, please.
And I'll pass the turn.
All right, untap, draw my card for turn. I will tap 4. I'm going to cast my Spark Double that you guys knew about. That is going to enter as a copy of Recruiter of the Guard. And it also enters with a +1/+1 counter.
All right.
So I'm going to search my library again. I'm going to search for Displacer Kitten. The greatest kitten of them all. I'm going to tap 4, and I'm going to give a Forbidden Orchard Spirit to Jimmy.
Oh, cool.
And I am going to play the Displacer Kitten.
That's a good cat.
I will move to combat, and Machine God Effigy will trigger because it's still Luminarch Aspirant, and I'll put a +1/+1 counter on the Displacer Kitten.
Wow.
All right, Jimmy,
Yeah.
I'm not attacking.
Yeah, I figured.
Yep, your turn.
It goes without saying that I'm probably not gonna attack you this turn.
I think we're in the same boat right now.
Yeah, we are in a boat, and the boat is it's a cute boat. There's a lot of animals on it.
It's a very adorable boat.
It's a real Noah's Ark, but if they saved just dogs.
All right, Archfiend of the Dross will trigger, and it's gonna lose an oil counter, so it's going to go down to 3. And draw my card. First things first, I'm going to tap for 3 mana and activate the Vat of Rebirth.
Ooh, not good.
So I'll take 4 oil counters off it, and I'm going to put the Darksteel Splicer back on the battlefield. However, I only have 2 opponents this time, so I only get 2 golems. Then I'm going to tap for 4 mana And I'm gonna play a trading post.
I'll gain some life.
I can gain some life that way, yeah. That's gonna do it for me. I think I'm just gonna pass turn to you now, Olivia.
I will untap my lands and I will draw a card. Well, what are we doing if we're not going for it, hey?
True. Hey.
True.
I will tap 3 to beast within the trading post.
Interesting. In response, I'm going to tap for 2 mana. I'm gonna cast Deadly Dispute, and I'm gonna sacrifice the Pyre of Heroes. So I draw 2 cards and create a treasure token. That's gonna trigger the Vat of Rebirth, and I'm gonna put another oil counter on it. I'm gonna get a treasure, but I'm gonna immediately use that treasure, and I'm gonna tap it to discard a card and gain 4 life. And I will discard a Stronghold Assassin. That'll take me to 7. And then the trading post is gonna get Beast Within, and I'll make a 3/3 green beast creature token.
Yep.
When the trading post leaves the battlefield, the Vat of Rebirth will again get an oil counter and take up to 5.
And then I'll just get large. I will Gavany Township again.
Jeez.
Get large.
Very large.
Okay, so I have 4/4 friends and a 6/4 friend. Yeah, CGB, I'm gonna send everybody at you.
Okay, that is a lot.
Tis.
That is a lot.
That's a lot.
I will block all 5 of them with all these creatures. Before damage, I will tap these 4 creatures for Convoke, and I will cast a Clever Concealment.
Ooh.
Clever Concealment will target all of my creatures. That will trigger Displacer Kitten, and the Displacer Kitten flicker target will be the Machine God's Effigy. Machine God's Effigy will enter as a copy of Archfiend of the Dross. And since it's an Archfiend of the Dross, it will enter with 4 oil counters on it.
All right.
Now my blocking creatures will phase out. They take no damage.
Wow.
Pretty good.
I'll pass the turn.
All right, untap all the things and my creatures phase back in. I have an Archfiend of the Dross, so it removes 1 oil counter. I will draw for turn. I will tap my Forbidden Orchard for white. Jimmy, you get the spirit.
Really?
You do. I'm gonna warn you, this time you might not want it.
Okay, all right, well, I'll get a spirit.
I'll tap 4 more and then the white for a total of 5. I will cast a Damning Verdict, which will destroy all creatures with no counters on them.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
This will trigger the Displacer Kitten. I'm going to use the Displacer Kitten to target the Glasspool Mimic.
Jeez.
Yeah.
This will exile the Glasspool Mimic. Glasspool Mimic will re-enter as a copy of Recruiter of the Guards. So I'll search my library for another creature with toughness 2 or less. All right, this time I'm gonna search for a Phyrexian Metamorph. Nice. Put that into my hand. Damning Verdict will resolve and destroy all creatures with no counters on them.
I'm gonna have 4 creatures die on my board.
And my Glasspool Mimic is going to die. 0 for Olivia, because she has so many counters.
All right, well, I have an Archfiend of the Dross, and so do you. So you're gonna take 2 from my Archfiend triggering.
I will lose 2 and go to 6.
And I had 4 creatures die, and you have an Archfiend, so that means I'm gonna lose 8. And I died to my own Archfiend of the Dross, kind of.
All right, there's also a Vran trigger because the undercover operative is still undercover as Vran. So I will gain 2 life, going to 8.
I will lose 2 and go to 21.
And now there's all of those things. All right, I will tap 2 post-combat, and I will cast Spirited Companion.
Puppy.
Dog.
It's a copycat deck, but I had to throw in 2 dogs.
Look, it's a ship.
When that enters the battlefield, I will draw a card.
Good dog.
Bark.
I'll play an island as a land for turn, and then I will tap 1, and I'm going to cast a Wayfarer's Bauble. This will trigger Displacer Kitten.
Oh my gosh.
I am going to target Machine God's Effigy. I'm going to exile it, and I'm going to return it to the battlefield as a copy of Displacer Kitten.
Uh-oh.
After that, I'm done. Olivia, I finally got rid of Jimmy. Are you proud of me?
No! I am not. I'll draw. CGB, how many cards in hand?
Just the one.
Just the Metamorph, hey?
Just the Metamorph.
All right. I will tap 4 and Gavany Township to add some counters.
Oof.
And then I'm gonna full send.
Jam.
All right, go to blocks.
Yep.
I will block with the Displacer Kitten, the Undercover Operative, the Recruiter of the Guard, and the Spirited Companion. I will block everything except for 1 of the dog tokens.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what blocks what because they're all going to die.
Oh, okay. All right, so 1 of the tokens will get through.
So I will take 5 damage. Then everything without a shield counter will die. And my Undercover Operative is shields down. But it is a Vron, so there will be a trigger, and I will gain 2 life, going to 5, and Olivia, you will lose 2 life.
All right, go to 19. All right, second main, I will tap 3 and crib swap the recruiter.
Oh, I needed that.
One.
That is both a cat and a dog spell. Pretty cute.
I get my 1/1 shapeshifter token.
What you always wanted.
Just what it was supposed to be.
I will cross my fingers and toes and pass the turn.
On your end step, I will tap 2.
No, it's my instinct.
And I'll sacrifice this Wayfarer's Bauble. I will search for a basic plains. It will come onto the battlefield tapped. Olivia, will you please cut the deck?
All right,
Here we go.
big draws.
If I need this to be an island,
I will untap. I will draw a card.
I did not watch the light vanish from his eyes.
He's looking at it.
All right. I will tap 6 for my commander, Denry Klin, editor-in-chief. I will choose to have it enter with a first strike counter on it.
Ooh la la.
I will play what I drew for turn, Command Tower.
Cut you a spicy one, let's go.
I will tap 4 for the card you know about, the Phyrexian Metamorph. I will make it a copy of the Prowling Serpapod, because I always wanted my own cat snake. And it will enter with a first strike counter because of my commander.
Cool.
That's it. Olivia, your turn.
Oh my goodness.
Tap.
Do the dogs have it here?
I will swing with my assorted menagerie of dogs and cat snakes.
And I know how much you love them, so I won't even block. I will take all the damage from an assortment of lovely little doggies and kitties.
I win! Yay!
Victory.